YouTube, so I'm doing some leggings today with the really shiny fabric that I had in my Joann Fabric Haul. And so I looked at the package. See, these are the leggings also from, I think, the Joann Fabric Haul. And I looked at the measurements, and I'm a little bit in between sizes. And I'm long-waisted, and I've cut out the pattern, laid it on the fabric, and I lengthened the torso at the cut line where it says lengthen or shorten here with some extra pattern paper. I save any long, thick, usable pieces of pattern paper so that if I need to use it in a situation like this, because I know I'm long-waisted, I know I have a long torso, and I like having my leggings up a little higher anyway. And the thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use the larger size for the top portion because I have quite a large backside, and I'm going to make the legs in the shorter size. I am no professional seamstress, so I have no idea if I'm going to be doing this correctly. So what I've done now is I've taken a pair of leggings that I already own, that I already wear, and I've laid them out on top of this pattern just for, here, let me move the camera here, just for the measurement of the ankle, because these legs are huge. I mean, they're like trouser width. And even if I open this up all the way across, it's still going to be too large, this pattern is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start here at the crotch for the larger size, and then take it down gradually to the smaller size. And then when I get to the bottom, I'm going to make it even smaller because I measured out the cuff of my leggings that I already wear, and opened up would be about 10 inches. And this bottom is 14.5 inches. So even with seam allowances, it's going to be quite large. So I'm going to measure down here to about the 10.5 inch width at the bottom, just for seam allowance purposes. So we got 14.5, and we need to get it down to 10.5. That's 4 inches off. So we're going to do 2 inches on each side that we're marking in from the edge of the pattern. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my trusty squirrel measuring tape, and I'm going to measure 2 inches in on this side, mark it with my friction pen, which I love, by the way. And then on this side, I'm going to measure 2 inches in, and we're good with that. So I'm going to mark from here to here, because with it scrunched up, it's probably going to need a little more room in the ankle leg area. So I'm going to bring that to here. I don't have a French curve, so I'm just going to use my little dude here. Now what we're going to do is follow the leg up. So I'm going to measure from my own crotch down to where my legs get a little bit smaller, and that's about 10 inches down. So I'm going to measure 10 inches down from this crotch area, which is about to the petite line. Okay, so at this line is where I need it to be the regular smaller size. And this just barely is fitting on my fabric. And I think it's 58 inch fabric. So we go there, we go down, we go in. And hopefully that was enough to make it right. So I'm going to take my current leggings off. And also I have just enough room. I've folded it over. There's the edge here. I have just enough room to make the long leggings and a pair of shorts to go under like skirts and stuff. So that's exciting. At this point, we need to make sure that the grain line is even, and I'm going to pin it. So from here, it's about 15 and 3/8, and from here it's 14. So that's way off. 15 1/4, 15 1/4. All right, so we are even along the grain line, which is, you know, what, it means it's straight on the grain of the fabric so that it doesn't pull in weird places, or at least that's my understanding of it as a not professional seamstress. I'm going to stick a pin here, and I'm going to stick a pin here along the grain line just so that it doesn't move off the grain line. I've got it matched up here, matched up here. So like I said, I have just enough room for this pattern. And along this line that I made here. All right, I got everything all pinned along the edges. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this into my sewing room, cut where I've pinned. I'm just going to fold back the pattern piece to cut it because I hate chopping a pattern before I've used it, because if it doesn't turn out right, or if I've made incorrect measurements, or, you know, if I lose weight or gain weight, then I like to have the original pattern piece. We're back in my sewing room. And so I'm going to go ahead, I've got my cutting mat under here. I'll take my rotary cutter and choppy choppy. One thing I think would be really awesome is if I could make a whole table out of this cutting board stuff. That I would love. Because it's a pain in buttocks to do this. Always cut away from your hand. Don't follow my example. Okie dokie, I am ready to sew the legs together, because that's what you do first. And so what I'm going to do is a really long straight stitch, and then I'm going to do a zigzag stitch along the edge. I'm going to go back over it with a zigzag stitch. Got that done, and now I'm going to go ahead and do the other leg, and then we'll sew them together. Alright, so I got both the legs sewn together, and I flipped one of them right side out, stuck it inside the other one, and pinned it in the U shape all the way around the crotch. And now I'm going to stitch that up. The same way too, with the straight stitch and then the zigzag stitch. Cool, they're pants. Now at this point I'm trying them on to make sure that they fit all right. They're just the tiniest bit loose. All right, I've made a little casing fold over for the elastic. So I'm going to go ahead and sew that up, then put my elastic in. So I'm going to leave a gap right at the start here, just so that I can put the elastic in it later. So, got this. Got a little hole dude here for my elastic. Now we're going to feed the elastic with a safety pin through the hole here. Alright, so now go ahead and sew these two ends together. I just sewed up the inside of the elastic, and there we go, all done. I just wanted to show real quick my leggings. Thank you for watching, and I will see you later.